So, Forbes recently released their list as the 10 highest paid athletes of the 2021 season. And today I'm going to start off with Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is going to be a 10-part series. Today, it's Giannis. But of course, before I get right into this video, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Help me out a little bit. Let me know what you think in the comments. I am more than interested to hear about what you guys think about these videos. But of course, I'm going to get right into the video right now. Now, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo, going into his earlier life, grew up in Greece, was pretty poor, did not live the life that an NBA superstar dreams of. Of course, he even had to share shoes with his brothers when they played games during basically their earlier ages, more their teenage years. Now, it's important to indicate that Giannis was not the chosen one. He wasn't LeBron James running around everybody saying, this guy's the next NBA superstar. Oh my goodness, it's going to be absolutely amazing when this guy gets into the NBA. Giannis was not that. As a matter of fact, he ended up playing when he was later in his years, not really early, playing like in his teen years, and that's pretty late for an NBA superstar, as you may already know. Now, of course, getting into his earlier seasons, Giannis Antetokounmpo, despite being international, despite not being well known among the common people who watch sports at least, Giannis was drafted pretty high, 13th overall, but was a fairly unknown prospect. I'll tell you this, I definitely did not know Giannis Antetokounmpo. I highly doubt you knew him, and I highly doubt that either one of us were thinking, hey, this guy's going to be the MVP of the league one day. I'm going to get more into that later. However, in Giannis' first 3 seasons, he could be classified as a slightly productive NBA player, averaging a combined 12 points and 6 rebounds. However, Giannis took that huge step in his 4th year, man. In his 4th year, at the young age of only 22 years old, Giannis ended up making his first NBA All-Star game, and I actually went to go watch Giannis that season, and everybody was watching him. He was like dunking over everybody, and my dad was like, he leaned over to me, he was like, Micah, you know what? That guy's going to be the best player in the NBA one day. And of course, here's me. I'm like, no, there's no way. Now, he's good, but he's not that good. Well, little did I know, fast forwarding a little bit in Giannis' career, in his 7th and 8th seasons, Giannis averaged a combined 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists, an unprecedented stat line. And in those 2 seasons alone, he won back-to-back MVPs and a Defensive Player of the Year award. So in 2 years, Giannis went from being a fairly productive NBA player to somebody who did more in 2 years than 90% of NBA players do in their entire career. Absolutely ridiculous. However, the big prize, at least when considering Giannis' perspective, did not come until last season when the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA Finals, and, ironically, Giannis added another trophy into his already stacked trophy case, as you can tell. He added a Finals MVP to that trophy case. Now, of course, Giannis, he's one of the best players in the NBA today. I mean, he's an NBA superstar. In my opinion, he is the best player in the NBA. But I'm not going to get too far into that debate because that's going to be a tangent that involves me talking for 2 hours on how players are not better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, going on to this season, just a brief little stop right here. Giannis this season, he had an MVP year, and if it wasn't for Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid playing like absolute demigods this season, then Giannis will probably have his 3rd MVP award in total. Now, of course, going into the stats, Giannis this year averaged 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, played 67 games. However, gonna skip over that. Very great season, but I'm just gonna go into some of Giannis' notable awards. Now, everybody sees, oh, he's getting paid high on the Forbes list, but these awards, they classify why Giannis is here. Now, of course, the awards for Giannis' career so far, at the early age of 27, by the way, already a 6-time All-Star, NBA champion, 6-time All-NBA teamer, 5-time All-Defensive teamer, 2-time MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, an All-Star Game MVP, an NBA Finals MVP, and even found his way to get on the NBA 75th anniversary team. That's all at 27 years old. This guy has at least like 3 or 4 prime seasons left, and we're looking at this. Absolutely unprecedented. Speaking of Giannis' age, he's actually the youngest player on the Athletes Forbes list when it comes to being the highest paid athletes in the world. Giannis is only 27 years old and is the 10th highest paid athlete in the world already. Now, of course, going into how he's the highest paid athlete on and off the court. Now, of course, when concerning on the court, Giannis has a 5-year, $228 million contract. It is actually the most lucrative contract in NBA history up to date. It's the most lucrative contract in the NBA up towards right now. Now, of course, you have other players talking contracts like Nikola Jokic, who's eligible for some crazy like $250 million deal. However, as of right now, until those lines get signed, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the owner of the most lucrative contract in the NBA and NBA history. Now, going into Giannis' off-the-court investments, it's not too many, but they're big investments. He is among the investors in Timepiece Resale Platform, which basically is worth about $165 million. That was the investment thing, and Giannis invested a little bit in that. Giannis is also gotten into NFTs, and if you do not know what NFTs are, you've probably been living under a rock, but I'm basically going to explain it. So basically, I'm going to explain, NFT for dummies, but, NFT is basically where you take a product, put it online, sell it for whether it be currency, credit, money, whatever you want to call it. You sell it, somebody buys that product, and then, yeah, that's pretty much what an NFT is. NFT for dummies featuring Micah Cannon, if you want to call it that. But of course, getting into more of Giannis's investments and his endorsements. Speak of endorsements, he's also added WhatsApp and the Google Pixel 6 into Giannis's own endorsements. So Giannis has been doing some pretty impressive things off the court as he has done on the court. And it's pretty ironic. Giannis has earned a total of $80.9 million this season. But ironically, the guy actually made more money off the court than he did on the court this year. On the court, Giannis made $39.9 million. Very impressive, as we already know. That worth is just going to go up and up and up because that's how his contract works. He has, a bird contract, bird rights. So his contract rises by just about 8% each season. Now, of course, off the court, Giannis has been pretty impressive, making $41 million off the court this season. Of course, that has to do with Google Pixel 6, a phone that has recently burst onto the scene, WhatsApp, NFTs, resale platforms. Giannis has done a very impressive job off the court as he has done on the court. Now, of course, wrapping things up, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the 10th highest paid athlete. However, with his age only being at 27 years old, that is expected to rise in the next upcoming years. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he has a long way to go, man. We're talking about somebody who has, 5, maybe 6 years that we're really stretching it. 6 years of prime years left. So Giannis Antetokounmpo, man, he's really working. He's working on and off the court. That work ethic, it's really a life thing when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo. And looking at his story, his rags to riches, how he went from being a poor guy in Greece with a poor family to a dude who came to America, accomplished his dreams. In my opinion, it's a very inspiring story. I'm inspired by Giannis' story, man. He's so humble. He's a great NBA player. I wish Giannis nothing but the best. But of course, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments. Like up the video, please. It would really help me out. I would really love if you could subscribe, like, all those things. But most of all, I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you stay loved and stay blessed. And without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching.